Welcome to Nac Edition. I'm Nick Walker. Today we'll find out what we can expect from the East Texas drought, a new healthcare option for SFA students, and later find out a popular weekly event at Pecan Park. For this and more, stay tuned because Nac Edition starts now. Over the past week, Nacogdoches finally saw something we haven't seen in too long: rain. The weather is beautiful in East Texas, and that might be starting to become a problem. Despite reports of rain in the past weekend, SFA's homecoming largely survived the storm, setting back a region once again starved for rain. As October turns to November, much of East Texas region is experiencing the driest weather for the month on record. The U.S. Drought Monitor released their most recent map on October 19th, at the time with rain that never came anticipated for the region, and indicated both Angelina and Nacogdoches counties to be considered abnormally dry. With little aside from scattered showers on the horizon, some fear a bona fide drought could be hitting in the area during the time of the year we are accustomed to seeing rejuvenating rain. While a burn ban hasn't been formally enacted, all residents of Nacogdoches County are advised to speak with the local fire department before making any plans involving a fire. The dry weather isn't unique to this area. Folks in the far east part of the state have already been living under declared drought conditions for a while now. So while we enjoy the awesome weather and take in the cool breeze, just remember that rain isn't such a bad thing. And at this point, it's probably worth a few ruined weekend plans. Me Too movement created 10 years ago, breaking the silence for victims of sexual assault. Our Lucy Briones will tell us more.
You know, every 98 seconds, an American is sexually assaulted, and 1 out of 6 women is raped.
In light of the Harvey Weinstein allegations of sexual assault case, a movement was revitalized. Created 10 years ago by Tarana Burke, the Me Too movement has gained major exposure these past weeks due to actress Alyssa Milano's tweet to write #MeToo if you were a victim of sexual assault. It started with actors, and then one by one, #MeToo was all over social media with victims who were too afraid at the time to even talk about it. With this movement, they were given a nonprofit organization. Some of the victims' first step to healing is being able to speak up. Most victims usually know their attacker, which causes them to be afraid and never reporting the incident. There were 47 cases reported last year on campus, and there was still 90% of victims. Many victims even feel at fault, but it is not.
Some help blame themselves. That hold back.
Some resources available in the Rock and the health clinic, as well as University Police Department. Resources available for the community are the health, family. They are based in Love, but have opportunities. You can visit the website at the Family Crisis Center of EastTexas.com. This has been Lucy Briones for NACA.
In this advancing day and age, many students are finding that old ways of handwriting notes just isn't fast enough. But all the technology, is it really benefiting the students who choose to take their notes on their laptop or tablet? Typing your notes is faster, which comes in handy when there's a lot of information to take down. But it turns out there are still advantages to doing things the old-fashioned way. Besides the distractions that accompany students being able to access the internet with their devices, studies have shown that typing of notes may cause students to pay less attention to content and focus on copying all of the information in the lecture verbatim. Handwriting notes forces students to focus on important information and slow down the entire process they call generative note-taking. This process involves students summarizing, paraphrasing, and concept mapping during lecture. Non-generative note-taking is the process of copying verbatim where the brain doesn't use active listening and focus is spent on distractions. In a 2013 study at SFA, there was a #1 personal technology distraction in class, which was reading text messages. A whopping 73.7% of students partook in the activity. As the policy in SFA's campus regarding electronic note-taking, it is up to the professor's individual discretion. After the break, we'll hear about Pecan Park's live-action role players and recent events in our public library. Nac Edition will be right back. Welcome back to Nac Edition. Let's get into more going on in the community. SFA students now have a viable health insurance option. The Stephen F. Austin Health Clinic is an outpatient medical facility offering preventive health care and medical services to all current students. All SFA students have access to our health clinic, and most of the services provided there are free to students. The cost of any services received are billed to the student's insurance provider, but insurance is not required to receive treatment at the health clinic. Even so, insurance can help students cover any costs that they would otherwise have to pay out of pocket, and may be necessary if students need services beyond those provided by the health clinic. Most students are on their parents' health insurance or may have a part-time job that offers insurance, but many are not covered. For that reason, SFA's health clinic is pleased to partner with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas to provide an affordable insurance option for our students. Enrollment in this plan has been extended to October 31st. For any information or questions about this coverage, they can be found on the website at sfasu.myahpcare.com. Let's take a look at the new outdoor addition to the public library. Here's Haley Mendez with more.
Public Library has a
wanted something colorful that you would see from the street that would draw your eye in and invite people to come see what we were.
many around the along with leadership Nacogdoches helped out with making this dream a reality.
We also had a number of library patrons who come in from out in the county, and they stay here all day on a Saturday, on the weekends, and I saw some of them sitting outside under our tiny little shrub tree that we have out here, having a picnic, and I told them, you know, I bet we can do better for you, for you to have a place to enjoy the outdoors while you're here in town.
Many people came out to welcome this new addition to the community.
The project this year, Books and Butterflies, is a real coup, I think, for the city. It was a good choice. It's always great when you do something for young children and for families, whether it was inadvertent or whether it was planned. Thank you for also adding that pop of color on North Street. And I'm certain that it will serve as an enticement and an encouragement for people to stop by and see what it is.
1, 2, 3, 10.
For Nac Edition, I'm Haley Mendez.
The library hosted a delicious event. That's right, I said delicious. Lucy got a slice of what's going on.
The Nacogdoches Public Library taught the community how to make old-fashioned pies from scratch.
The Judy B. McDonald Public Library hosted a makerspace event of old-fashioned pie baking last week. The event was held in affiliation with One Book, One City, which was started to encourage literacy among the residents of Nacogdoches. Crystal Hicks, the assistant library director, decided to teach what she learned as a child to the community. She wanted to incorporate the book, True Grit, to the event, so they made old-fashioned crusts using vinegar. The audience was given each a piece of dough to flatten it and roll it to a thin layer of crust. They then put it in the bowl so they can make the design. For example, they pinched the crust corners to give it the design that looked like a crown. They were also given a fork for an easy design. The straight lines would be etched on the crust.
Hope that this benefits the community by engaging people in a way that they wouldn't normally engage with each other. So bringing people out to an event to participate in hands-on learning with people that they wouldn't normally see.
The library will host other events affiliated with the book True Grit. For more information, please visit their website at ci.nacogdoches.texas.us. This has been Lucy Briones for Nac Edition.
Halloween is just around the corner, but there's already a group of individuals that dress up in costume every week. Let's take a look at the fun that takes place here in Nacogdoches every Sunday.
Pecan Arches Park, which is just seconds away from the SFA campus, hosts a weekly event that could potentially grab you as a member.
A lot of it is they will walk up and they will say, hey, that's kind of cool.
What you doing?
What you doing? This is a very popular park that people walk through.
Amped Guard is a worldwide organization dedicated to the medieval and fantasy combat sports and recreation. They use padded weapons, fantasy and authentic clothing, and an imagination to immerse players in a world of heroic combat, quests, crafts, and more. Believe it or not, Nac Edition is home to one of the largest kingdoms in the nation, and it is continuing to grow, according to Cynthia Zeshi, the local leader.
And we are currently shooting for the largest park, so we're seeing if we can.
Hail to the park in the north.
The impact it has had on some individuals is large as well.
This game has been around for so long and it's made such an impact on so many people's lives. One of our members, Tayana,
She has brittle bone disease and she can't really fight, but she can fight.
She's a spellcaster, so she will throw spell balls at people, and she's useful and she has fun, and it's wonderful to see her smiling on the field.
They even take care of the park because, after all, it is their kingdom.
In general, we clean up the park every time that we come. We clean up whatever mess that we make and whatever mess people make while we're here. We try to keep the park pretty. We try to keep everyone happy.
SFA will have its first 24-hour theater festival. Jesse lets us in on the details.
SFA will have for the first time a 24-hour theater festival on November 4th and 5th. The students will have 24 hours to write, produce, and direct a play. 24-hour theater festivals started in New York City with the A-Train plays in 2002. Playwrights would write a 20-minute play in what it would take them to write the A-Train. After that, the idea of 24-hour festivals spread everywhere. Jackie Rosenfeld is the faculty advisor for the festival at SFA and someone who has had the experience with being in 24-hour theater festivals herself. She talks about the importance of having the students participate in such an event.
It gives them the opportunity to work with very limited resources, and as theater artists, we're always going to have less resources than what we would like to have. So if we can learn how to work with the bare basics, then we can use that extra for our creativity.
4 student playwrights will have 9 hours to write an original play starting Saturday, November 4th at 9 p.m. The directors arrive early next morning and are paired at random with the script and actors. Together they will have the rest of the day to put the script on its feet. Marie Phillips is one of the 4 student directors that accepted the challenge.
I was very interested in the idea of what I could do with very little, and time is definitely the most important resource, so very little time, what's the best I can do with that?
Mickey May is a creative writing major with a minor in theater, excited to blend her abilities to make something new come to life.
Really looking forward to see how the directors interpret what I write, how the actors interpret it, and how it all comes together within such a short span of time. Like, I've never seen anything like that, and I think it'll be so cool and so crazy.
Rosenfeld hopes that the 24-hour theater festival turns into an annual event at SFA.
The 24-hour Playfest is going to be happening on Sunday, November 5th at 7:30 p.m. in the downstage of the Griffith Fine Arts Building. Come join us!
The spirit of Halloween is in full effect. Have you seen the banners on North Street and the series of pumpkins everywhere? Well, I don't know about you guys, but pumpkins are the best accessory for this holiday. And Elena Walker went to SFA's chapter of her campus's jack-o'-lantern carving party. Let's take a look.
Her campus is throwing so many different events this semester. And since it's almost Halloween, why not have a carving jack-o'-lantern party? I'm Elena Walker. Let's take a look at what happened.
Her Campus is the #1 online magazine for women and college students. It was founded at Harvard University in 2008, and since then is spread across the U.S. and almost every university has its very own chapter. SFA started its very own chapter of Her Campus about 2 years ago, and now, as it's growing in numbers for staff writers, photographers, and cinematographers, they're starting to throw more events according to holiday themes. The new campus correspondents of Her Campus, Delilah Gonzalez and Andrea Gallier, are more than happy to be able to represent the university, and they have so many plans for the future. And as far as I can tell, the ladies and the staff writers are too.
Her Campus puts on 2 events every month, And so this month did a pumpkin carving painting party, and we had the girls bring their own pumpkins, and we provided the utensils to carve pumpkins.
Oh, now two of us have to show up as the Incredibles. Who?
Be on the lookout for more Her Campus events. There are many more events that they plan to do according to the holidays, and they're continuing to grow in numbers for staff writers. To figure out more about SFA's Her Campus, please visit www.hercampus.com/SFA. I'm Elena Walker. This is Nac Edition.
Stay tuned to Nac Edition. When we get back, we'll have this week's weather and sports with James and Lathan.
Welcome back to Nac Edition. I'm James Fowler. Let's take a look at the weather across the United States. In the eastern part of the United States, we are seeing a lot of storms with a high of 68 in New York and across to Ohio with a high of 49. Storms are moving across the eastern part of the United States and into the southeastern part of the United States in Miami and South Florida. These storms are being produced by a possible tropical storm that's brewing in the western Caribbean. On the western part of the United States, the South California through Arizona, we are seeing higher temperatures, although we are a week away from November. Got a high of 98 in Southern California, and in Northern California and in Utah, a high of 67 and 69. And in Texas, we are seeing a lot of the fall temperatures. And the Dallas down to Waco, we got low 80s, high of 80 in Dallas and 81 in Waco. In East Texas, Tyler, we are at a high of 75, sunny skies across East Texas, and a high of 70 in Nacogdoches and 72 in Lufkin. Sunny skies throughout the week, besides Friday. As we take a look at the 5-day forecast, we got a high of 70 today, and a high of 77 tomorrow with a low of 51. Friday, we do have a 60% chance of rain with a high of 65. Getting a little chillier at the night with the high low of 35. This weekend does look to be beautiful, clear skies and sunny with a high of 59 and 66. Let's get the scoop on sports with Lathan Washington.
Welcome back to Nac Edition. I'm Lathan Washington. Let's talk about sports. Football is the biggest sport in the state of Texas. College coaches know in order to get a good player, you must recruit in Texas, even if you're playing flag football. Intramural flag football is a big deal at SFA. Students every year start recruiting early in the semester trying to find that missing piece from last year. Fraternities got an all-day glade members together. Even former SFA athletes join, and assistant basketball coach Wade Mason joined the action. The three leagues are competitive, rec, and co-head. The most fun league to watch is competitive. And just like you see on the screen, where the games are really intense. And trust me, those games can go long. SIGTAR, OIDK, and Money Team, who are the reigning champs, have won 3 out of the last 4 years. Not only is it fun to watch these games, but for some athletes who can't continue to play the sport, this is a good way to fulfill that void. So how do they have to get a team and stuff started?
To sign up a team, you just show up at the intramural registration desk, which is right across from the welcome desk in the rec. You come, you have to fill out a form. It's $40 for a major sports team. You sign up and we'll create the team for you, get you an account set up and everything.
Fun-filled homecoming week, just as usual. Even better is that the Lumberjacks got the win Saturday over Houston Baptist University, ending a 3-game losing streak. Let's get into the action. Andrew Hayden connects with Ethan Fry, leading to a 1-yard touchdown run by Hayden. But that didn't stop the Lumberjacks, as they come out the gate rolling. Kijani Amos breaks the big run off a swing pass from Jake Blumerick, giving SFA another opportunity to score. He had a big day today, and he also earned Player of the Week. They run the ball and score for making it 13-7 lead into halftime. Amos opens the second half with a score as he had a big day, rushed for 2 touchdowns. The Huskies are not giving up as they try to score to catch the score back up and tie the Lumberjacks. But Aaron Foy intercepts the ball and returns it for 30 yards. HBCU tries to add more points on the board, but the special team wants to make a play and decides to block the field goal. The Huskies have one more chance for the visitors, but catches the axe handle from Demetrion Amy, and the Lumberjacks defeat the Huskies 27-10. That's all today we have for sports. I'm passing it back to you, Nick.
Halloween is just around the corner. These are some helpful tips for being safe and having fun this Halloween. Stay in a group as you go trick-or-treating, so grab some friends and family to spend a spectacular Halloween together. Choose your Halloween costume wisely. Make sure you have reflective lights so you can be seen. You don't want all that hard work of creating and getting a costume to not be seen, right? Watch what you eat and make sure the candy is completely closed. Same goes for beverages. Also, trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, head to another Halloween event with all your friends and family. And remember, have fun and have a happy Halloween. Coming out of the College of Liberal Arts, the SFA New Applied Skills Internship will be offered to students very soon.
Students can get a new head start on their career with SFA's new Applied Skills Internship.
If you're a student in the College of Liberal and Applied Arts, you've most likely seen this poster everywhere. Starting fall 2017, SFA offers its new Applied Skills Internship, a program designed to help students gain real-world experience and increase their chances of getting a job upon graduation. So what can students expect to gain from this internship? Dr. Brian Murphy, Dean of College, has been vital in making the program here at SFA.
The idea behind the Applied Skills Internship is to put students under the direct supervision of, I guess you would call it a high-profile executive, a corporate executive. Part of it is the legitimacy of the skills that a student possesses needs to be verified by somebody who has the credibility in the business community. And so we've recruited some very interesting professionals, vice presidents at some major corporations, to serve as mentors to the students.
According to a study done by the American Association of Colleges and Universities, undergraduates who major in liberal arts disciplines actually earn more than their peers. In fact, 74% of CEOs said in a survey that they recommend a liberal arts degree as the best preparation to hold a job. The Applied Skills Internship deadline is November 1st. I'm Jamal Hamilton, and this is Nac Edition.
Well, that's all the stories we have for today. It is Halloween this weekend, so some of us decided to dress up. What'd you go as today, Lathan?
I'm Stephen A. Smith. You can't tell by the hairline. The New York Knicks are the worst team in basketball.
That's a pretty good impression. As for my costume, let's see this. See if I got this correct. Oh no, there's danger
It's
afoot.
a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
I think we had a good day today. Well, that's it for this edition of Nac Edition. From your oldest town that thrives, it's a great day to be alive. We'll see you next time.